throne room, the ruler of Arak, a small kingdom in the Sahara Desert, angrily faces a foreign visitor.
I have spoken, Ambassador Cole. America will no longer rob us of our precious calamite.
Your Majesty, only 6 months ago you signed an agreement to sell your entire production of calamite to the United States. I don't understand.
Enough! I will not sell calamite to your warlike nation to help you bring about an atomic war. It goes instead to defend the peace-loving countries of Eastern Europe from your mad aggression.
But King Gamal...
This audience is at an end. Go!
Back in America, Oscar Goldman sits in his office listening to an important visitor.
Mr. Goldman, all the way back from Arak, I've been trying to understand King Gamal's actions.
Then he had no reason you know of for breaking the agreement, Ambassador Cole.
None whatever. It's almost as if he... Well, I know this sounds strange. As if he were another man altogether.
Another man?
Yes. I've known King Gamal for years. He would never break his word. Besides, the discussions about relations between our two countries were always private and friendly. Then, suddenly, I'm summoned to the throne room and treated like a stranger.
You're right, Ambassador Cole. Something is very wrong. We'll get on it right away.
As soon as Ambassador Cole left his office, Goldman sent for Jamie Summers, the Bionic Woman.
Then you think a double has taken the king's place?
I'm not sure, Jamie, but it could be. In any case, we've got to find out what happened. That calamite is vitally important.
Calamite? What's calamite, Oscar?
Calamite is a rare ore, 20 times richer in uranium than the richest pitch blende.
Uranium?
Uh-huh.
That's what's used to fuel atomic power plants, isn't it?
Yes, and build atomic and hydrogen bombs. Arak is the only place in the world where calamite's been found. Whichever side has Arak's calamite has an important advantage in peace or war.
You can say that again. What's the plan?
Well, both of us are returning to Arak with Ambassador Cole. You're to be his new secretary. I'm going as his new assistant. There's going to be a big celebration for the king's birthday.
And Ambassador Cole will be there.
With his new secretary and his new assistant. That birthday party will give us a lead to what happened. I'm certain of it. Get ready. We take off in an hour.
During the flight back to Arak, Ambassador Cole, Oscar Goldman, and the Bionic Woman spent the entire time talking about King Gamal's sudden change of heart. At that same time, in the dark dungeons under the royal palace of Arak, a strange scene was taking place.
Who's there? Answer me. I command you.
You can no longer command anyone, my brother.
So, it's you, Ahmad. I might have known. But when the people find out what you've done, they will...
People will never find out, my brother. If the light in here were bright enough, Your Majesty, you would see that my face is now an exact copy of your own.
Plastic surgery?
Yes, plastic surgery. There was really very little to be done. After all, I am your younger brother. Our faces were alike to start with.
But you could never fool my Grand Vizier Mustafa.
He doesn't have to fool me, Your Majesty.
Mustafa? Then you are a part of this plot too, but why?
Wealth, Your Majesty. A certain great power has offered to buy Arak's calamite at 3 times the price you accepted from America.
That nation made me the same offer, but I refused. They would use our calamite to make war.
What they do with the calamite is of no interest to us.
We're here, my brother, because we need your signature on the new agreement.
So that's why you kept me alive. I wonder.
Ahmad has not learned to forge your signature yet, and our new friends are impatient. They want that agreement signed in time for your birthday celebration.
I'll never sign it.
Oh, I think you will, Your Majesty. We have our own little methods of persuasion.
Sign, and you will be given a quick and painless death. Refuse, and you will be tortured endlessly until you finally do sign. The choice is yours, my brother.
We leave you now to consider your decision. Goodbye, Your Majesty.
few days later, Ambassador Cole, Jamie, and Oscar Goldman stand talking together in the grand ballroom of the palace. The celebration of the king's birthday is underway, and the ballroom is filled with guests. Goldman speaks.
What do you think, Ambassador?
Well, he looks and sounds like the king, but...
But you don't believe it is the king, right?
Right, Miss Summers. What's even more puzzling, Mustafa, the Grand Vizier, doesn't seem to notice the change.
Jamie, look. The king and his Grand Vizier are going off together into that anteroom.
I see, Oscar. Leave it to me.
Focusing her bionic hearing on the anteroom, Jamie hears the two men arguing.
I tell you there's no other way. The king refuses to sign. We must use sterner measures.
No, Mustafa. He is still my brother. I cannot stand by and see him tortured, no matter what you say.
Weakling. You have no other choice. If you don't go through with it, I'll expose you as an impostor myself. You'll be executed, and I'll be the hero who trapped the traitor Ahmad. Now, shall we go to the dungeons and wish the king happy birthday?
Oscar, Ambassador Cole is right. That's not the king. It's his younger brother. He and Mustafa are going down to the dungeon to force the king to sign a calamite agreement with the other side.
And you've got to stop them, Jamie. You've got to free the king.
Tracking Mustafa and Ahmad with her bionic hearing, Jamie slipped away from the crowded ballroom. She followed the two men through the winding corridors, down, far below the palace and into the old, unused dungeons. The Bionic Woman turned a corner and ran right into two armed guards.
Halt or be fired!
No time for this nonsense.
Jumping high into the air, the Bionic Woman landed hard on the two guards, knocking them senseless.
Got to hurry.
Leaping forward bionically, Jamie found herself at the dungeon door.
Your Majesty, this is your last chance. Sign this agreement, or we must begin with this white-hot poker.
Who is there?
What is that?
Is at the door?
Pulling a gun from his flowing robes, Mustafa turned on Jamie.
Stay where you are, or I'll shoot.
Before he could fire, Jamie had rushed forward and crushed the barrel of his gun with her bionic hand.
Come on, let us get out of here.
I'll get them later, Your Majesty. Now let's get these chains off.
Who and what are you? Some kind of genie? How can I ever thank you?
My name is Jamie Summers. But don't thank me, Your Majesty. Thank Ambassador Cole. He was the one who realized that something was wrong.
My good friend, Mr. Cole.
Let's go, Your Majesty. There's a birthday party going on upstairs, and you're the guest of honor.